Okay, so today is Thursday. It's also a full moon, so if anyone's feeling like a little bit that's probably why. Um, I basically just want to talk about a subject that I've kind of wanted to speak out about for a while. Basically, every single time that something controversy happens to this specific YouTuber, um, it's either something that I agree with or something that I don't agree with. Whether I don't agree with it or not, like, it's just because I don't agree with something that they say or they do or whatever doesn't mean that I'm gonna completely stop following them. Like, I'm not really the type of person to just cancel somebody like right away unless it's something like the Romeo drama that's going on right now, with pedophilia and things like that. But if somebody says or does something that's not in line with what you agree with, like, that's not really your place to go and bash them, because they're not living they're wow, I can't talk. They're not living life for you. They're living it for them. So people just need to kind of remember that. So basically, the YouTuber that I want to talk about right now is Raw Alignment, aka Alyse. I basically found Alyse. I have like a little cheat sheet here, but I basically found Alyse when she was doing her dreadlocks, and she was living in Hawaii. Sorry, my dog's eating now. It's probably the worst time for this, but it's the only time it happens. Anyways, and I basically found Alyse when she had her dreadlocks. I think she was, she had them still, and she was living in Hawaii, because when I was looking into it, it was before Hawaii. It was, I think about, like, I don't even know, like 6 or 8 months before I met my ex, and then a couple months into that, I said, like, I want to go to Hawaii. And so she was definitely a huge inspiration for me. I mean, she still kind of is on and off. But back then, like, I literally could watch her videos on a loop and never get tired of her talking or anything like that. I thought that she was an awesome, laid-back, free-spirited girl. I thought it was awesome that she's basically doing things that most people would love to do but could never actually do, i.e. Hawaii, i.e. dreadlocks, i.e. Like growing her armpit hair out, like things like that like most people would be like, oh, that would be kind of cool, but like they would never actually do it. And I think I liked the fact that she was even challenging herself with that. And there's been like a lot of controversy around her. And basically it seems like anytime she does something, there's like a huge, big fucking deal about it. And so I made like a little list of the ones that I can just kind of like remember off the top of my head. I probably am forgetting some other nitpicky little shit that people picked out about, because literally anytime that you have a platform, or really if like you even have like a small platform on social media, people always find something to hate about you. I know for a fact, like my old rant videos when I used to talk about like my modeling career when I was like 18 to 21 pretty much, like I was working in modeling, and I was doing like more like boudoir stuff when I hit like 18, 19, and everybody had a fucking problem with it. I was getting so much hate from mothers, not even like people my age, like mothers coming after me and things like that, like asking where my parents are and all this shit. And it's like, okay, bro, I'm 19. I can literally do whatever I want. So I understand like being in her position with everybody literally attacking you for everything you say and do. It's the worst fucking feeling. And I'm surprised that she's able to pull herself back from all of this stuff that's happened. And I understand a lot of people are mad that she takes so long to address things that are going on, and that also kind of doesn't look good. But at the same time, like, if you're constantly getting bashed on the internet and people are constantly nitpicking everything that you say and you do, are you really going to want to be that person that's always making apologies, always making, like, defense videos? Because as soon as you defend yourself, then everybody goes after you saying, wow, you're defending yourself so much. Maybe you're guilty. That's why you're defending yourself. And it's like, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to sit back? Because then when you sit back and don't do anything, oh, she's guilty because she's not doing anything. So it's like you just can't kind of win, right? With her recent one, I just finished watching her live stream from yesterday. By the way, happy birthday, Alyse. You're 25 today. As my mom said on my 25th birthday, you're 1/4 of your life done. So it sucks, but 25, like, I hope your 25 goes a lot better than mine did. Anyways, back to her controversy. So with the recent one, people are bashing her, and she's already made one video. She didn't address it right away, probably because it is a big lifestyle change for her. It's not something small like her quitting the Appalachian Trail or her like getting her like designer dog or whatever. Like this is a big thing for her. This is something that is probably really, really, really hard for her to even wrap her mind around, let alone all of us. So for her to have to come out here and basically address it right as it's happening is not really fair. She deserves the time to kind of sit back and analyze everything and realize what is going on and how to word it properly, because like the internet is fucking famous for, people will always twist your words. So I mean, I watched that video, and yes, it was, I think, in my personal opinion, it was a lot of rambling, but I also kind of just sat through it and was like, whatever, I get it. It's, like, hard to talk about. But she did address it. She did address it. It's not like most YouTubers, like Alyse, for example, who never addresses stuff, never owns up for anything. She, at least, is one of the people that does. And I don't know, I give her huge props. And watching her live stream, I think... Oh, I was like, what the hell? She's my sister. Watching her live stream right now, I do feel that maybe a follow-up video would be good for her to do, but also, like, people are going to hate you no matter what. No matter what you do in your life, there's always going to be somebody that disagrees with it, and that's going to literally just attack you based on that alone, is that they don't agree with it. So, I mean, her making her video, I think that's awesome. Her saying what she has to say on her live stream, like, I don't think it was really mean at all. I think it was 100% accurate. Like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go watch her live stream from, like, yesterday. It's near the end. But I don't know, like, if she does a follow-up video, it has to be worded right. It has to be really thought out, and I understand, like, she's gonna get, like, bashed with, like, a lot of emotion when she's doing this, but, like, if she's gonna do a follow-up video, she has to really be careful what she says, because a lot of people in the vegan community and these, like, kind of, like, cult-like communities, like, religion and things like that, like, they don't take too kindly to other opinions. So if she says, like, what she's doing and why she's doing this and what the purpose of raw alignment is and all that stuff, and I'm going to address all that, then she needs to be really, really careful what she says. Anyways, now I'm rambling. So I'm not going to edit this video because I don't care. And because this is, like, the style of, like, rant video that I used to do, and I actually just, like, enjoy talking. I don't like sitting there and cutting a bunch of shit out. I think it's not as raw and real. So let's get on some Trisha Paytas vibes here. But basically, I wrote down a list of controversies that she's had that I can remember. So since I have started watching her, and this is in no particular order because I don't remember a lot of the orders from stuff that's like 2 years ago. I don't remember exactly what order these all came in. So this is just a list of things that I remember. So she had a multi-level marketing ebook guy that she interviewed. That kind of backfired. I agree with people with that. I thought that was very preachy, and I felt like that was not like genuine at all. Like, I didn't buy any of the shit that he was saying. And I thought his little ebook was just like a load of like shit, to be honest. So I get like why people were hating on that. I understand where she's coming from. Like, she just wanted to spread the awareness, and this is something that she believed. I don't know. I'm just going to dismiss that one. There was another thing that I forgot about, actually. There was a video about her financial journey and how she went from food stamps to 6 figures. And that pissed a lot of people off because she never was actually on food stamps. She didn't come from poverty. She didn't come from having to live with like a little paycheck and trying to make everything meet that little paycheck. Like, she came from, if I can understand correctly, like a middle-class family from... Oh, fuck, where is she from? South. I can't think of it right now. But she came from, like, a middle-class family. So it's not like she came from a struggling family and she had to go on food stamps. She went on food stamps when she went to Hawaii. So, because in Hawaii, from my understanding, like, she was living on the fruit farm and she wasn't working. Like, she wasn't actually working. And a lot of people, what they do when they're from other countries is when they're going and doing a work trade, they do usually apply for like food stamps or like a visa or something to help them kind of get by. But the problem is that she's actually American, so her going to Hawaii, she could go and get a job in Hawaii, no problem. And everybody was upset that she was saying that she went from food stamps to six figures because she never was actually needed to be on food stamps. Like, she did have jobs. She stated in her live stream that she worked at a pizza shop, like serving tables or whatever. So she never actually needed to be on food stamps. And then, yes, okay, awesome. You went from pretty much nothing or nothing to six figures. I think that is the most important thing, is that we're missing the whole message in that whole video. Forget the fact that she said she was on food stamps. She went from a normal, I guess, 20-year-old, at the time that she started all this, she went from that to making over six figures now. That should be the message that we should be taking from that video and from that story, is how to actually kickstart your stuff and actually be focused and driven enough to make the six figures despite being only 21. So I think a lot of people kind of missed the whole message in that video and focused solely on like food stamps, which is not right. The other one that I had, which I totally agree with, was Ted Carr. I have tried to watch some of his videos. There's some that I'm like, okay, this isn't totally horrible. And then there's some where I'm like, I just get like an icky feeling just watching him. I gotta admit that when I was watching them like together, whether they were like actually in a serious relationship or like just dating or casually dating or whatever it was very, very cringy to just see the fact that like her little stuffed animal was on the bed where he slept with her because of all the scummy stuff that he's done and this whole like open relationship, open love thing. And I get it, like I'm polyamorous, but I don't really like, for me personally, I'm not into like orgies. I'm not into like sharing partners or like threesomes or anything like that. So with his views on that, that's something I don't agree with. But he was, and now my rabbit's playing. Shit. Fritz! One sec. Okay, so where was I? Ted Carr. So that was something that I didn't agree with. That made me feel kind of icky, and I felt like he was very good at grooming people into pretty much like what he wanted and what he believed. I think that their diet was complete crap. I think him just literally eating papayas and bananas all day is not healthy at all. And like I'm going to say later on, but like maybe this diet works for him. I don't even know if he's changed his diet now. I don't watch him. But just watching those videos was really cringy. And everybody saw right through his bullshit. And it's sad that she kind of like had to go through that to figure it out with him. Okay. Next thing, I'm just going to move on because I don't want to talk about Ted Carr. I don't want to give him any sort of like fucking anything. The other thing that a lot of people had a problem with was the Appalachian Trail. The Appalachian Trail, she didn't completely finish her goal. I think she said that she wanted to hike 100 miles or something like that. She didn't get to complete the whole thing, but she did do a lot further than I probably would have done, or anybody else that's bashing her on the internet saying you didn't hit your 100 miles or whatever it was, or you quit all the time and you complained about this, complained about that. I'm sorry, but let's see you go and do this and then come back and tell us how easy it was, because like I think a lot of people are so quick to attack everybody and so quick to judge that they forget about putting themselves in that position. She went and hiked the Appalachian Trail. There's a lot of people that have hiked it and completed it. There's a lot of people that have hiked it just to solely hike it. I know if I ever get to do the Appalachian Trail, I probably won't fucking last. I know that. But you know what? The fact of going out and doing it is a lot more than most of these people that are hiding behind a computer are doing. They're sitting here bashing somebody, but they're fucking stuffing their face with mac and cheese and watching Netflix all day. So everybody's so quick to bash about that, but she did something that I think is really impressive. And she even stated that she's not an avid hiker. She doesn't go hiking on these huge trips all the time. Like, this was one of the first biggest hikes that she went on. And I think that is really impressive. Next thing that I kind of am guilty for, honestly, I'm so sorry, but this whole mold thing. When it first arose, I wasn't quite convinced because I lived in Hawaii for 3 months, and I know that the climates are very different. There's a lot of fog. If you don't know what fog is, volcano, fog, it does kind of mess with your head a little bit. I always had headaches. The overcast, when I was there in the summer, it was overcast by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I would always kind of get headaches from the pressure. But that's not, like, my health or anything like that. Like, that was literally because of, like, where we were on the island. We were on the dry side, but then it would also, like, get overcast and all that stuff. So I think it was a lot more to do with the fact that she was on the wet side. And I know that she recently addressed this, and this is kind of where I'm a little bit more understanding, because at first it just sounded like, oh, I'm allergic to mold. And everyone's like, well, then why would you live on a wet side of the island and not move to a drier side when there's like a million different parts of the island that you could live on? You could go and live on a different island in general. Like, I think at first you started on Kauai, I thought. So why would you now all of a sudden have a mold issue when you went to Hilo? And why wouldn't you just move from Hilo somewhere else then? But then she said that she went to Colorado, to a really dry place, and it was still kind of like her symptoms were still there. I don't know. The other thing that I remember hearing a lot from locals is that when you move to Hawaii, the Hawaii has such strong energy that it either accepts you into it or it tries to get rid of you. And this is because of the active volcano on the Big Island specifically. This isn't like all of Hawaii, but this is just like a myth that they've always kind of lived by in Hawaii, is it either accepts you or it tries to get rid of you. So I don't know, maybe that's it. I'm a really strong believer in the law of attraction and energy and all that stuff. So maybe that could have been it. Maybe the island could have been saying, like, no, you don't belong here. Or it could have been the dampness on the Hilo side. Maybe try living by Kona. Maybe try living like up in Honoka'a, like above Hilo. It's still kind of the wet side, but like above it. I don't know. There's lots of other places that you can live in Hawaii without living in the Hilo side of Big Island, is basically what I'm saying. The other one is, it wasn't like a big controversy, but it was a problem a lot of people had, was when they broke up, when her and Addison broke up, he was still editing her videos, which I understand-ish. This is something that she didn't really touch up on, so I can't really, like, give my input. But they did break up. She basically made a really quick point in one of her videos that she thinks she's asexual, or she is asexual, whatever. And that probably had a huge problem on their relationship because he wasn't. And then a lot of people had the problem that he was still editing her videos even though they weren't together. I don't know. They're probably still friends, or maybe they aren't really friends anymore, but they were good friends years ago. They dated years ago. I remember watching their videos together. I remember a lot of people had a problem with the fact that he was a meat eater and she wasn't, and she wouldn't even allow meat in the house because she was vegan and she didn't want the meat anywhere around her, which I don't know. Like, my sister's vegetarian, but she still doesn't mind if, like, people eat meat around her. She doesn't care as much. She's just not gonna participate in that. So I don't really understand that. But again, like, we're not in her relationships, so we don't know these things. She basically just tells us what she wants us to kind of know in her life. You got to keep remembering that too, that we're only seeing a couple minutes of her life. We're not seeing her day to day, and a lot of these videos are edited. So who's to say that this is exactly how she lives her life? There's a lot of stuff that these influencers aren't telling us, and a lot of people are so quick to make judgments on them based on these couple of minutes. Anyways, the next one is her designer dog, and I remember I was a little bit angry at this as well, not because she decided to necessarily buy the dog. I think I was more irritated because she didn't address it right away, and like I said earlier, I understand she's getting a lot of backlash, and it's probably really hard. But at the same time, like, when I watched her video about why she got the designer dog, she didn't actually say why. And this was something that I didn't agree with and I didn't like. So she just kept saying, like, well, there's millions of reasons why I got this dog. There's millions of reasons why I needed this specific type of breed of dog. I tried looking around my area. I couldn't find it anywhere. Oh, okay. So then go further, look further, or just don't get a dog right away. Just wait until this dog comes up. Like, there's so many other things that she could have done. I don't know, but I just didn't agree with her saying that there's a bunch of different reasons why she needed this specific breed, but never actually told anybody any of the reasons why she needed this specific breed. She just kept saying that I needed this breed. I couldn't find it at a shelter near me. That was it. And even with that, the only thing that I can really say to that is when I lived in Hawaii, I did have a dog idea that I want, like I had an idea that I wanted uh like a husky. I said to my boyfriend at the time, like when we get back from Hawaii, I think I want to look for a husky. Um, and I was looking on Kijiji, which is like Craigslist. So I was looking at breeds, but I also was looking at shelters. I couldn't really find any around like even like near my area at all. Like they were all like way far away. But I wasn't also going to just jump on the first husky that I see. So I had this idea that I was going to get a husky. Well, the way things kind of just panned out was I went to Hawaii and I ended up, well, like we kind of got this dog put into our life and we looked at it as like this dog is in our life for a reason. There's a reason why he ran away to us. And it didn't feel right leaving him when I leave the island. And because in Hawaii they put down 50 dogs a day. So that was not right. He was already a shelter dog. He would have been euthanized. And just like falling in love with him. And I remember going over to the neighbor's house and being super excited to like see him. And even though like it was for maybe a couple hours, like I was so excited to see this dog. And for me to leave him there was not right. So I ended up bringing my dog back from Hawaii. Is he a husky? No, not at all. Is he long-haired like I would have liked my husky to be? Not at all. But is he a sweetheart? Is he really loyal? Is he literally like everybody's favorite dog? Yes. So do I support the whole, what is it? Adopt, don't shop thing? Yeah, I agree with that. But I also agree with maybe there's a specific breed that you need, but don't sit there and just like say, I have a million reasons why, and then never address it again. So that was my problem was like, let's hear your reasons why you needed this dog. That's what I was interested in. I want to know why you needed a miniature golden doodle or whatever it was. Like, why do you need miniature? Why do you need golden? Why do you need doodle? It's a hypoallergenic dog, but there's no dogs that are actually 100% hypoallergenic. So tell us why you needed this specific dog. I think that's more why people were upset is that she never actually addressed that. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was her non-veganism. So this is something that is blowing up right now. And I haven't even watched any of the drama channels or vegan drama channels about this because they just piss me off. Because I can't sit through those videos and be like, okay, yeah, I actually agree with that. Because it is literally just bashing people for their personal opinions. Just fucking ripping them apart. And I don't agree with that at all. I agree with the live and let live. Yes, there's going to be things that people do that piss you off. I have a nice little list of things that Alyse did that piss me off, but I'm not going to go and be like, I'm going to unfollow you. I don't like you anymore. I am so let down. Like, there's going to be things that you don't agree with, but in the long run, I am probably going to stand beside Alyse for a while. Like, regardless of this whole non-vegan, vegan, whatever the crap it is, the dog thing, whatever. There's going to be things that she does that I don't like. There's going to be things that she says that I don't like. Same with the Shane Dawson controversy. Talking to my friend the other day. Oh, well, I don't know if I could support him because of this and this. Okay, well, how about all the fact that he's an awesome editor. He's very loving. He cares so much about his fans. Like, all this other shit. People are so quick to cancel somebody on one thing that they don't like instead of thinking about everything else that they've actually done to impact the world in a positive way. So with this veganism, I agree completely with Alyse. I do. There's another video I saw, I can't remember her name now, but she put out a video 2 months ago about why she stopped being vegan, and it was literally a health reason. She had gone to doctors, she had been on antibiotics, she had tried all these different things, she tried changing her diet, she did not want to leave veganism at all. And I feel like that is the same thing with Alyse. She didn't want to leave veganism, and that's why she didn't address it right away. But because of her health condition, she had to. She had to stop being vegan, even if it was just introducing fish and eggs and things like that. She had to switch her diet for her health reasons. And she even said in her live stream yesterday that she doesn't know if this is going to be temporary or if it's going to be full-time. She has no clue. She knows that right now, to fix her health, she has to incorporate certain foods into her diet. And the one thing that I think a lot of vegans forget about or tend to kind of just not think about or whatever is that the vegan diet is not for everybody. Not everybody's diet can handle or body can handle being 100% vegan. I know for me, I am vegetarian or pescatarian or whatever you want to call it. I've only been pescatarian for the last going on 4 months, and I feel that I am a lot more fatigued. I can't focus. I don't have any motivation, and it's it's not even like it's my depression anymore. It's literally just, I think, the fact that I'm not getting enough protein and iron. And I already knew that I had an iron deficiency before when I was eating meat. And even though I'm making smoothies almost daily that have handfuls of kale and spinach and other green proteins, like, I'm still just not fully awake anymore. I don't get up and be like, oh my God, I could do stuff today. I get up and I'm like, I don't want to move. And I get it. Like, these diets are not for everybody's body type. Not everybody's body is built the same. And I think a lot of people tend to forget about this because you can't force a diet on somebody that literally can't do it based on health. Like, there's people that, like the girl from 2 months ago, she literally tried to force the vegan diet on herself and she couldn't. She was been told by so many different doctors, you need this, you need that, you need to change your diet, you need to change your diet. And she's like, no, I'm vegan. And look where it ended up. She has to go fucking back to eating meat. She has to eat chicken or eggs and fish. Like, she doesn't have to eat red meat, but she has to do these things. Same with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend has to incorporate chicken, has to incorporate sort of beef and like eggs and all these things. Not everybody's body is designed for veganism. And I think a lot of people are ignorant and don't want to fucking admit that. And it is so sickening that people are just attacking Alyse and attacking these people because you stood behind veganism and now you're lying to us and you're betraying us and that is like not allowed and blah, blah, blah. We don't care about your health. You should stand by your message. That's not true. Alyse is not the same person that she was 4 years ago. She is not the same person that she was last week, like 2 months ago, whatever. So to hold her against a message that she said years ago, I understand where people are coming from with the fact that she did make some sort of like videos that were a little bit preachy, and I just never watched those. Like, I ate meat up until 4 months ago. I ate meat up until 4 months ago. So for me, like, to tune into those vegan ones, I was like, I don't care about veganism. I'm not vegan. So I just never watched them. But there were some times that she was a little bit preachy about veganism, and that's when I just kind of like clicked off. But that's not what raw alignment is either. Like, everyone thinks raw alignment means raw vegan. That's not, if she would have named it raw vegan, if she was raw vegan for the whole brand. The whole point of raw alignment, and if you had watched her old videos from the beginning, her intro was her little like montage thing or whatever, and then it said, spread the love, spread the joy to everyone you can, or whatever that was. And she would stand there with her little dreadlocks and be like spilling this like love message. And that was raw alignment back then. That's always been raw alignment. That was her goal, to build this brand around self-love, about having this raw lifestyle of living how you want to live without judgment. That was the whole point of this whole brand. And everybody thinks that because once you talk about veganism, wow, you're completely a vegan. Same with Kalal. Kalal recently dropped veganism. She said, you know what? There's been things that I just can't do. I can't be 100% vegan. She needs to incorporate eggs into her diet or fish or whatever it was that she did. And everybody's backlashing her because once upon a time she was a vegan. Wow, cool. Okay, once upon a time, my childhood, I was a Christian. That doesn't mean shit. That literally doesn't mean shit. Just because I was a Christian back then doesn't mean I'm a Christian now. People change, their beliefs change, their lifestyles change, their bodies change, their allergies change, your hair changes, like all this shit changes. So for people to put you in one box and you're in that box for the rest of your life, you're only allowed to talk about veganism because you talked about veganism at the beginning, and if you don't, then we don't like you and we're unsubscribing. That is horseshit. That is literally horseshit. And I feel so bad for all these people that are going vegan and then years later not going vegan because health reasons or whatever the reason is. And everybody is just attacking them. And this message of attacking people because they can't be 100% vegan, or they're not as vegan as you'd like them, or they caught slipping up on something or whatever, or going back to eating like animal products, whether it's just literally fucking eggs or meat. Like, it is so damaging to the vegan community. I'm not vegan, but it is making me not want to go vegan. It is making other meat eaters not even listen to you. If you are preaching and hating on people for not being vegan, if you are anybody that fucking protests at a slaughterhouse, if you are anybody that goes to farms, to small family-run farms, and you shit on their fucking livelihood because it doesn't agree with your ethics, That is not making people listen to you. That is making people hate you and not want to hear a fucking word out of your mouth. And I am sorry I'm swearing now, but it is true. Ask any meat eater what they feel about vegans. It's not, oh, that's cool, they have a different lifestyle, oh, whatever, do them. No, they're like, I fucking hate vegans. I fucking hate the preachy vegans. Like, the minute that you open your mouth and you are bashing on somebody because they are not vegan or they don't follow your fucking rules, whether it be veganism or religion, you are a shitty person, hands down. Nobody's going to listen to you if you do that. And everybody is so quick to, like, basically talk about Jehovah's Witness and all these people, and they say, like, make jokes and whatever, and they're like, oh, yeah, they, like, go to the doors and doors and blah, 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 and they bug people, I'm never going to be Jehovah's Witness or whatever because of that. And everybody is fine to make fun of that. But as soon as you speak about veganism and the preachy vegans, they all get, like, panicked. But you know what? I can't remember, like, somebody told me that the vegan community is actually, like, a dying trend. And I don't know, I didn't look into this, but I can believe it. I can literally sit here and say, yeah, that makes sense. Because why would anyone want to be a vegan if not being 100% vegan is wrong and not accepted? Like, not everybody can be 100% vegan. You go to all these third world countries where they literally can't afford to eat vegan, and you tell them that they're disgrace to humanity for not eating vegan, and see what the fuck happens. Because there's certain places in the world that can't do veganism. They can't do vegetarianism. They can't do it. You go up north and they have to hunt for their food. I'd love to see any of you preachy vegans saying that everybody should be vegan. Go up north and try to find fucking salad in the Yukon in the winter. Go and find salad in the Yukon and then come back and say everybody in the world should be vegan. Because if you can't do that, then you need to sit the fuck down and stop preaching to people that aren't interested in listening to you. There's going to be people who have open minds that want to try veganism. There's going to be people that are like, you know what, I can't fully go vegan, but I can go vegetarian. And that's kind of like a start for me. And there's going to be people that are just like, no, I don't want to do it. I like my meat. I like steak. I like burgers. I want to do this. And you can't convince everybody. You're never going to convince everybody. You're never going to wipe out the dairy industry, the egg industry, the meat industry. You're never going to fucking do it. It exists. It's one of those things that you are just never, ever going to get rid of. You can't convince everybody on this planet to go by your diet, just like these Christians can't convince every fucking atheist to believe in some guy with a beard up in the sky, okay? It's never gonna happen. So you preachy vegans need to get the fuck off everybody's ass, leave Alyse alone, leave all these other people alone that don't follow your fucking rules. If you have a problem with their lifestyle and you don't agree with now the fact that she's eating meat and you're one of these, like, stick in the mud vegans, then just fucking unfollow her and leave her alone. Leave all these people alone that now change their lifestyle to better suit them, because that's what we're on this earth to do, is to live our lives. Yes, we are supposed to protect the animals, but we are also supposed to protect ourselves. That is what this is. You have like 100 years, maybe less, on this earth. Do you really want to spend your time on this earth feeling shitty and feeling sick and not being fully motivated and being stick thin and constantly throwing up? Do you really want to do that to save a fucking chicken? I'm sorry. I understand where you guys are coming from. Animals have feelings. Nobody wants to fucking die. I get that. But at the same time, nobody wants to die. Then go tell murderers and psychopaths to stop killing people, because nobody wants to die. That's basically the point that I have. Nothing. Nobody wants to die. It's just inevitable. We're all going to die. People get murdered every day. We can't fucking help it. Okay? We are omnivores as people. I understand back then we used to eat raw meat. And you know what? Fact of the matter is, if you grew up eating raw meat as a kid, your body would be able to tolerate it. The problem with us is that we weren't. We've changed our lifestyles. We were now grown up as little kids to eat cooked meat. That's all our body can handle. If you grew up eating raw meat, you would be able to eat raw meat as an adult. If you grew up eating drinking unpasteurized milk, you would be able to consume unpasteurized milk as an adult. Me, not growing up on unpasteurized milk, would probably be sick if I drank unpasteurized milk the amount that I do normal milk. Like, it is just what you are grown up on. It's how your body adapts. People that aren't introduced to peanuts or dairy as a young kid, your body doesn't know how to deal with that when it gets older. That's why people have allergy issues. That's why people are now lactose intolerant, because you stopped consuming dairy products. You didn't consume enough as a kid. That's the problem. Like, I just don't understand it. I don't understand, like, why people are so ignorant to all of these other topics. Like, if you don't see something, or if you see something that you don't agree with, then leave it. Don't chime in. Don't sit there and write a fucking nasty comment. That's not right. And the whole vegan community is literally just killing itself. It's making people not want to be vegan. So I suggest that you guys all just back off and leave them alone, because it's never going to fucking work. I think that's pretty much it. I rambled, but yeah. I guess the other thing that I really want to say towards Alyse is, I don't know, like, I understand where you're coming from with a lot of things. I just wish that you would address it better. I think that's my advice, is to just address it better. I understand you get worked up, and the live stream, I understand completely near the end, because those messages, I was reading them, and they are absolutely vile, what people were saying. And I get it, latching out at those. But when you have something going towards you, it's best to actually think about what you're going to say, and don't just kind of beat around the bush a little bit. But at the same time, like, just keep being you. Honestly, you literally don't have to explain to anybody. It's none of anybody's business what you do. And I get you choose to put things online, but it's still nobody's place to sit here and point fingers at you when their life isn't shining perfect either. So just basically focus on yourself, focus on your health. I hope that this diet change does work. There are other ways of getting some of the nutrients that you need. I know, like, tuna is really good, but don't eat a lot of canned tuna because it's kind of gross for you. But, like, there's a lot of things that you can do to really help your health. I don't know. I guess just keep following you, focus on your health, and get better. Oh, and the other thing I want to talk about with Alyse is, you mentioned at the end of your thing, or near the middle or something, about living in, like, a colder climate and really dry skin. And everybody that's not here for the drama, you can just, like, fuck off right now. But so with the colder climate, what I personally do, living in Canada, and it's super dry up here, my skin is, like, breaking out right now because I've been eating shit. But what I tend to do is I wash my face with Lush Angels on Bare Skin, so that tones your skin, and then I put rose hip oil. And what I tend to do if my skin's really, really dry is I put rose hip, and then I walk around my house for 5 minutes and I put another coat of rose hip, and it actually absorbs. Because when you do have dry skin, or even when you do have oily skin, you do want to have more oil in your skin, because if you don't and your skin's already dry, your skin's going to try to produce more oil than it needs, and that's when you cause breakouts, because your skin's working over hard to produce the oil. So I suggest looking into rose hip oil. It is a good toner. Rose water, things like that. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much it. People will hate you, honestly, for literally anything that you do, anything that you disagree with. They will constantly hate you. So it's best to just live your life focused on you and not really worry too much about what other people are thinking, because it's not for them. It's never for them. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to end it here. This is super fucking long, and I'm so sorry. But I hope you guys like this video, and if you do, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you want. And if you like these types of, like, rant videos, I know this one was really long, but this was literally building up literally through all of these controversies. If you like these types of rant talking videos that are uncut or like edited or anything like that, just let me know. If not, I will fucking edit them. I don't care. But yeah, let me know. Leave a comment in the section, and please just be nice to each other. Like, it's really not worth it at all. That's pretty much it. I gotta go to therapy. Okay, bye.